Are graphic design trends useful, or are they completely just trash? Or is the truth somewhere in the middle? So let's explore that question today and also look at some trends set to go ahead into 2021. Now, I've researched other areas of the internet and also the industry of graphic design, and I've been looking at what lines up and what is the general consensus for 2021 in terms of graphic design trends. Learn more about the awesome workflow tool Milanote later in today's video, and also how to sign up for free with a no time limit period attached. The first trend that seems to be emerging is the juxtaposition between natural and man-made, between metal and earth. This is being seen heavily in advertising, so things like car adverts or product or recognition. The theme is based around presenting a man-made product within a very natural setting. One prevailing theory is that the lockdown of 2020 this year has resulted in many people being cooped up indoors, and so having a visual stimuli that is based around nature is going to appeal to the consumer more so, and so companies and brands are going to jump on this to sell products. We're also seeing floral and natural design elements on packaging quite a lot too. This trend is set to strengthen into 2021. The second design trend is the use of retrofuturism, which is an interesting term. So you can think of things like cyberpunk and that kind of vibe of artistic taste, and this is strongly emerging into the design world. It involves things like bright, vibrant colours, tech-inspired typography, all within retro-styled illustrations and artwork. So yeah, this retrofuturism style has been revived, and it is a new optimistic outlook which highlights or points towards a utopian future. Maybe that's what people want to buy into in these kind of dark times of 2020. Now, colour is something that can be found at the heart of graphic design trends, and from what I've been reading and what I've heard within the industry, a big part of the use of colour in 2021 is going to be the application of colour blur. Now, this doesn't mean that every design is going to incorporate colour blur, but it is going to be a commonly seen tactic being used by designers. Colour blur is the act of adding a grainy effect into a gradient, and this gives a sense of texture and depth to a design, even though it can look as if it lacks quality at times. Now, this is and will be heavily used on posters, cards, print design in general, and it will help to create a moody atmosphere for the viewer. Now, this style actually can be linked back into the first two trends that we've spoken about today. The fourth trend I'm going to talk to you about today is a bit of a sensitive topic to me personally, because it kind of directly attacks typography. Outsized typography is when text is too large for a design and is often covered up partially by other design elements. This is often seen in magazine front covers where the title is hidden. However, it might be pretty common in 2021, where a lot of headings and typography design elements are not going to be fully legible. This provides a shock value and also it grabs attention. Now, surrealism was one of my favourite art styles when I studied art and design going back, 15 years now, and it seems that surrealism is going to make a comeback for 2021. Now, if you don't already know, surrealism is the act of combining imagery that doesn't go together well in a logical sense, and thus this evokes a sense of juxtaposition and disharmony. It's almost a kind of dreamy affair that looks really cool. And I've noticed that this kind of juxtaposition or disharmony does play into a lot of these graphic design trends for 2021. The act of combining things together that shouldn't go together and that causes a kind of disharmony. And it is quite interesting to think or to ponder why are so many of these trends in 2021 based around this concept. But of course, the million-dollar question remains unanswered. Should you follow or even care about graphic design trends? Well, there is a time and a place, so let me explain. Good graphic design, at the end of the day, should be honest and have a long-lasting appeal that stands the test of time. So essentially, you can use graphic design trends, but you should always have at the core those graphic design principles and basic fundamentals. These are the cornerstones of graphic design that should never be ignored. You can then interweave neatly into your design the trends or even aspects of trends. Trends do exist for a reason, and people are always going to hop on board to what's popular. And this is essentially how brands and companies and whoever kind of market things to the masses. People want to follow what is popular and people want to engage with the crowd. And that's why it's so important to understand why trends exist, but also to be able to be playful with them and to know when not to use trends. Always remember the message of your graphic design and also what the client needs in terms of the visual communication. There is one area of graphic design that I've always said needs to stay far, far away from graphic design trends, and that is logo design. Logos need to remain relevant and stylish for as long as possible, and so designing a logo based around a trend is pretty much a bad move. Applying a trend to a social media artwork design, a poster, a banner or advertising campaign is completely fine, because these design elements are changed and replaced quite often. Logo designs, on the other hand, shouldn't be changed often so the brand can keep a firm and solid brand identity. So today's video is sponsored by Milanote. Now, I've been a firm advocate of Milanote for 3 years, and if you've been subscribed to my channel for a while, you will know that Milanote is a bit different to traditional software. Now, it's more like working on the wall, so to speak, in a creative studio. It allows you to map out your projects, collect all of your ideas and inspiration in one convenient place, and it also allows you to collaborate with your colleagues or your clients in real time. So I've been using Milanote for the past 3 years to keep my creative projects organized, and this awesome tool is available for free with no time limit. So if you haven't done already, sign up for free using the link in the description box below and start to streamline your graphic design workflow today. So let me know what you think about 2021 trend predictions, and are you going to be utilizing them in your graphic designs? If you want to learn something else about graphic design, do click a video on screen. And until next time guys, design your future today. Peace.